Now, we've got a lot of things here in the studio with us. I was going to start with the biggest one in the back, and maybe you can tell us briefly what each picture is and maybe what it represented to you at the time you did it in your career, why you did it, that kind of thing. And we'll just go around, and then we'll go down to the table, and then I've got some pictures to go over of your travels.
Okay. I lived in Italy for a while, okay? And everywhere I went in Italy, I noticed that the houses people lived in were kind of like farmhouses, right? And they'd have the main farmhouse, and they'd build a little room on that, and a little room on that, and a little room on that. And they kind of sprawled out, right? But they'd make the rooms out of all different kinds of things. Well, to me, as a frustrated architect, which I am, it was very interesting. So I started making houses, collaged houses, made out of all kinds of materials. And I would find pictures of all kinds of architectural materials. And so my collages became pictures of houses made out of really odd materials. This particular picture has like stone, it has the Sphinx on top, it has like big sticks and so forth. It has a sort of a crane, and it has other just rocks sticking up here in columns. And another thing that this did was when I put it together as a landscape, it looks real. And so you think, oh, well, this is a small building on a little island. But if you look down here, you get a different perspective. Suddenly, that's a big building, because these, if you were this tall, that would be enormous. So to me, that showed that everyone has a different perspective on the world. You can look at it like this is a small building, or you can look at it like this is a huge building. So my collages show you different viewpoints. And when you look through the doors, and all of them have a door in them, you see a whole different world. There's another world in that door. And that represents to me that if you look inside of somebody, they have a whole world that you don't even realize is there.
That's a great point. Now, what's this one about?
These are stone angels flying, and they're kissing. And then there's another little Cupid here, of course, that kind of looks like they're in love, right? But here they are flying through the air. It's the dichotomy of airborne, light, fluffy stuff, because the birds are flying by them, and the fact that they're stone. It just is like strange conjunctions of odd things, right?
And then this one here?
This one is showing in history how history has changed. The woman in the background is literally a woman who has been condemned to death by stoning.
Oh, wow.
Because of adultery.
Oh.
And then today, this woman is a contemporary woman who may or may not have committed a sin, but she's free. So it's a historical statement.
Okay. And this next one is really, it really intrigues me, this next one.
Yes. This is a young man who actually was a model last month. I just painted it recently.
Oh, wow.
And when I first saw him, I couldn't figure out if he was a man or a woman because he was so beautiful. But some of us are born with beauty, others not. But he was given the gift of beauty, right? Even as a young man, he is beautiful. So he posed for us. He put his head back and he almost fell asleep. So I call it Joe sleeping. But I like figures. I like to do figures. And
like faces?
Yes, I like faces and full figures too.
Okay.